stuck up here. We ain't moving.
It only seems that way. Matter of fact, we're traveling thousands of miles per hour. Here in space, all comparisons are lost. Take a look behind you.
Wow. The geography books are right.
How do you feel now, Joe?
Weird. Thousands of miles an hour, not a breeze.
Ah, it's more beautiful than I ever dreamed. Never be able to describe it to anyone.
Within our local neighborhood of stars, our entire solar system is drifting 70,000 kilometers per hour, roughly in the direction of the bright star Vega in the constellation of Lyra. And our solar system is part of a giant galaxy called the Milky Way, on a plane tilted about 60 degrees, approximately like the windshield of a car. Looking from above Earth's North Pole, our entire solar system races clockwise around the galactic center at about 792,000 kilometers per hour. Our whole galaxy is also moving through the universe.
I'm Jay Herman. I'm the EPIC lead scientist for the Discover mission. On July 6, 2015, we released this spectacular image of Earth taken by NASA's EPIC camera. Now, we assembled more than 3,000 images captured by EPIC into a time-lapse sequence that shows a year in the life of our planet. EPIC is an Earth science instrument aboard the Discover satellite, which launched in February 2015. The spacecraft always remains between the Sun and the Earth, approximately 1 million miles away, at a special gravitational balance point known as Lagrange 1. From this view, EPIC sees the sunrise in the west and the sunset in the east at least 13 times a day. The haze, seen around the edges, is due to scattering of light by molecules in the atmosphere. Scattering is also what makes the sky appear blue during the day and red at sunset. The colors shown are our best estimate of what a human sitting at the location of EPIC would see. EPIC takes at least one set of images about every 2 hours. The camera records each set in 10 different wavelengths. At least 3 separate wavelengths, red, green, and blue, are combined to produce this color view. In March, the moon passed between the Earth and the Sun, causing a total solar eclipse. During the eclipse, the moon cast its shadow over a portion of the planet. If we slow the video down, we can see the moon's shadow make an appearance right about now. Although the view from EPIC is only once every 2 hours, we're able to track features like the motion of clouds. Around 2/3 of the Earth is covered by clouds. Clouds reflect light from the sun, helping to keep the planet cool. They also trap heat rising from the surface, keeping the planet warm.
I didn't even know until I bought an iPhone and turned it on and kind of did a little happy dance.
Simmons' job is...
It's primarily taking data and making pictures out of it.
That's what this is, a composite of data sets from several different instruments translated into a picture.
To us, the really cool thing was the data set. Up until that point, there was no realistic color map of the globe anywhere.
So the land layer here comes from
the Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer aboard Terra.
And the tricky part here was the weather.
So we actually had to take clouds out.
They stashed the clouds for later, went onto the ocean. That came from an instrument that measures phytoplankton in the sea.
Where it was low, I colored it dark blue because they're low mostly in mid-oceans. And then where it's a little bit higher, it was like a little bit brighter green.
Then add the clouds back in.
There's a small problem with it because there's a very slight gap in between each orbit.
So some of those are painted on.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
Then
there was another layer to sort of simulate the atmosphere.
And then there's this little bright spot.
It's called the specular highlight. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of water.
Those are the pieces, but you can't just slap them all together.
It just didn't look realistic. It looks kind of flat, or the clouds are sort of too see-through. So I just hit Command Z a lot.
There's artistry to creating the world.
what I imagine it to be. Unfortunately, I'm not an astronaut. I've never been to space, but I've looked at these images over and over again, trying to sort of get the essence of it.
Oh, what a dull name.
So there you have it. Deep thought designed the Earth, we built it, and you lived on it.
And the Vogons destroyed it 5 minutes before the program was completed.
Yes, 10 million years of planning and work gone, just like that. Well, that's bureaucracy for you.
You know, this explains a lot. Because all my life, I've had this unaccountable feeling in my bones that something sinister was happening in the universe, and that no one would tell me what it was.
Oh, no, that's just perfectly normal paranoia. Everyone in the universe has that.
Everyone?
Everyone.
Ah, well, maybe that means something. That outside the universe we know, some alien intelligence is...
Maybe. Who cares? Perhaps I'm old and tired, but I always think the chances of finding out what really is going on are so absurdly remote that the only thing to do is to say, hang the sense of it and just keep yourself occupied. Look at me, I designed coastlines. I got an award for Norway. Where's the sense in that? None that I've been able to make out. I've been doing fjords all my life. For a fleeting moment, they become fashionable. I get a major award. In this replacement Earth we're doing, I've been given Africa to do, and of course I'm doing it with all fjords again because I happen to like them, and I'm old-fashioned enough to think they give a lovely baroque feel to a continent. And they tell me it's not equatorial enough. What does it matter? Science has achieved some wonderful things, I know, but I'd far rather be happy than right any day.
And are you?
No. That's where it all falls down, of course.
Pity. Sounded like rather a good lifestyle otherwise.
Attention, please. Would Slartybot Past and the visiting Earth creature please report at once?
2 billion years ago, there were about 750 days in a year. Now let's talk about daytime. That period out of 24 hours when it is light outside. Day versus night. Due to refraction and scattering of light by the atmosphere, there can be daylight even when the sun is slightly below the horizon. But day length is usually about the sun's disk being on or above the horizon. So the day begins the moment the sun's disk appears during sunrise, and ends the moment the sun's disk disappears during sunset. At the equator, daytime and nighttime are equal to within a few minutes. But at distances north and south of the equator, the length of the day varies with the season, with the longest and shortest days being on the solstices. At the poles, once the sun has risen, it stays up for 6 months before it sets again. And during the course of each day, it travels in a complete circle around the edge of the sky.
You're really not going to like it. Tell us. The answer to the great question.
Yes.
Of life, the universe, and everything.
Yes.
Is 42. It was a tough assignment.
42?